Hey friends, something big is brewing in Los Angeles. Not Hollywood big, but real-world neighborhood-changing big. And it's happening in one of LA's most historic and culturally rich areas, Chinatown. And right now, developers are pushing forward a massive 455-unit residential project, the largest development proposal LA has seen in a long time. It's not just a real estate story. It's a story about culture, community, money, and the soul of a city. And trust me, it's way more complex than it seems. LA's Chinatown isn't just a neighborhood. It's a living, breathing archive of immigrant history, one of the first Chinese communities in America dating back to the 1800s. Over time, it's faced everything from displacement, redevelopment, and cultural erasure, and yet it's held on. But now, that could change. The proposed 455-unit development, named College Station, is set to rise along North Spring Street right next to the Chinatown Metro Station. On paper, it looks like a dream: hundreds of new homes, modern amenities, and easy access to transit. But as always, the devil's in the details. The developer is a firm called Atlas Capital Group, known for major commercial and residential projects in downtown LA. They've already developed parts of the Arts District and are linked to several high-profile investments in Southern California. They say this new project will revitalize Chinatown, bringing new life, jobs, and housing. They also argue it's consistent with LA's Transit-Oriented Communities program, a city effort to encourage development near public transit lines. And let's be honest, LA desperately needs housing. Rents are insane, vacancy rates are low, and the city's been under pressure to increase density. But here's the catch. None of the 455 units are designated as affordable housing. Not a single one. And that's where the outrage begins. Local Chinatown activists, many of whom have lived in the area for generations, are calling this project a gentrification bomb. Because what happens when you plant a shiny luxury development in a working-class immigrant neighborhood? People get pushed out. We've seen it happen in Echo Park. We've seen it in Boyle Heights. And now people are worried. Chinatown might be next. Let me ask you, what do you think? Should LA prioritize building any housing it can? Or should community identity and affordability come first? Drop your take in the comments. I'd really like to hear where you land. Here's where it gets more nuanced. On one side, you have housing advocates who argue that more supply equals lower prices, that even market-rate units help reduce pressure on rents. Some economists support this idea. It's simple supply and demand. On the other side, community organizers say this logic doesn't apply to neighborhoods like Chinatown, where income levels are low and displacement risks are high. A luxury building doesn't help you if your rent goes up and you're forced to leave. And the truth? Both sides are kind of right. The city needs housing, but it also needs to protect its vulnerable communities. That tension, growth versus preservation, is at the heart of this debate. College Station isn't happening in a vacuum. LA is in the middle of an affordability crisis. The average rent for a one-bedroom is now over $2,600 a month, and nearly half of Angelenos are rent-burdened, meaning they spend more than 30% of their income on rent. In that context, any housing might seem like good news, but if it's not affordable, who is it really for? Here on Mr. America, we dive deep into stories that reveal these kinds of contradictions, where the problem isn't just supply, but who controls the supply and who benefits. So, the project has already cleared a major hurdle: environmental approvals. But, community groups are still fighting it, pushing for more affordable units, community benefits, and, well, even legal challenges against the city's approval process. Some residents are even asking, who gets to decide the future of a neighborhood? Is it the people who live there, or those who invest in it? And if you've made it this far, maybe consider subscribing, because these issues aren't just about LA. They're happening in every major city across America: Seattle, New York, Chicago, Austin. Wherever housing becomes an investment, someone eventually gets priced out. The truth is, there's no one-size-fits-all answer. We need housing, but we also need communities. We need development, but not at the cost of displacement. The Chinatown project is a test, a case study, a warning maybe. If LA gets it wrong here, other cities might follow. If LA gets it right, maybe we can redefine what progress looks like. So I'll leave you with this. Is building new housing in historic neighborhoods the solution, or just the beginning of another problem? Let me know in the comments. And if you're from LA or a similar city, I especially want to hear your story. Have you seen your neighborhood change for better or worse? And if you found this deep dive helpful, go ahead and subscribe. We've got more stories coming that you won't want to miss. Thanks for watching. Stay curious, stay informed, and I'll see you next time.